Here comes Rose in her bright red dress, smoking hot. I do confess she's on fire. Rosalie is on fire. Oh, Rosalie is on fire. Drops a coin in the jukebox, throws me a glance. When money comes on, it's time to dance. She's on fire. Rosalie is on fire. Oh, Rosalie is on fire. She lives in a shack by the riverside. That's where we wake up with the morning tide. On fire. Rosalie is on fire. Oh, Rosalie is on fire. Oh, Rosalie is on fire. Oh, Rosalie is on fire.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Learn Crypto, presented by Wyckoff SMI. My name is Nick Hellman, and Todd Butterfield will be right over, and then we'll get the show on the road. How you guys doing with the crash today? Hopefully it's not your first one. Hopefully you guys held a little bit in some USD Tether or some fiat on the side, maybe looking to nibble at some of the prices that happened earlier today, as things seem to be starting to firm up a little bit, but we never know. RIP BitConnect, yeah, there's a lot going on about there. I know their website won't come on. It's about time. If you didn't think that was a Ponzi scheme, I don't know what is. I'm giving you the wrench right now. Todd's always over there blowing up. Nice, double down on BTC at 10.3. It's a pretty good price.
What's up, Moscow? Heather be that name? Do I get a little feedback on my mic? Or?
Thanks for subscribing, Jesse. Appreciate it.
Long day. James Brown, what's going on?
You guys ready to get this show going?
Yeah, let's rock and roll.
Let's roll it.
With a common denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man. You the man.
Todd Father.
Show me the money.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
I laugh every time at this song.
Welcome to Learn Crypto. We're trading every day. Listen to the Todd Father and everything Nick says. You gotta remember what you see. Don't be a Gary. If you want that pork blaster, here's the place to be. At Learn Crypto. Welcome to Learn Crypto. make you rich. We're gonna ride that.
Need to grab Ryzen, we'll get them. Moscow, all those guys. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Learn Crypto. Tough day out here in crypto land. Go over some prices. Thanks for everybody being here. Step back from the ledge, my friend. Futures expiring. Yeah, I don't think that's a coincidence. I mean, I'm sure the futures made it easier to sell these things. People that didn't believe in Bitcoin, easy way to sell short versus going to these exchanges. So I think that probably was a big deal. Total rip of Matt's intro. Yeah, we all know that. Matt and I talked today, so we don't need any back and forth on what Matt and I are doing. So we're all cool. So I mean, Matt had an issue with his website, and really that came back from emails related to Wyckoff SMI. So that is his channel. I wasn't trying to take it, so we had to work through some things to get him back the channel, because you know, we're building our own channel over here with our own subscribers, the own people that want what we're doing. So we just let you know, Matt and I talked, kind of buried the hatchet, and who knows, you know, we're willing to broadcast with a lot of crypto people, so we might work something out with Matt, broadcast together once in a while, or who knows. And we're open to whatever. More importantly, these markets today. So why don't you go ahead, Nick, and jump in.
Sounds good. We'll take a look over here first at the cryptocurrency market capitalizations. Obviously, everybody knows what's going on with the markets today. They seem to be firming up a little bit here at these prices, but it literally red all the way across the board. As we always said, Litecoin, if you look at the top 20, Litecoin's probably the best performer at negative 15%. Here's some of the things that happened that could have been part of the FUD. So a senior official at the People's Bank of China is reportedly calling for a wider ban on services related to cryptocurrency trading in the country. Reportedly calling, I mean, until things are verified and it's more than just one senior official and it's the whole government behind something, I mean, I'm calling it FUD on that. Also, you had McAfee out here talking about some banks. Everyone relax. The crypto dip was caused by Mike Bell of JP Morgan claiming governments can ban cryptocurrencies. Well, how? Which is kind of true, because in order to really shut down cryptocurrencies, you'd have to shut down the whole internet. Pretty much is the only way around it. It's a global network. This is the same company that called BTC a fraud. It's a bank's FFS. You know what that means. They're rightfully terrified in what we are doing, but it can't be stopped. Obviously, McAfee is a little over the top for me, but I think this is just FUD. I retweeted something here. I think I retweeted it from Bits Be Trippin', which is kind of interesting to look at. So on this chart here, you can see the historical BTC prices at given dates. It's kind of blurry on here. Even on Twitter, it's kind of blurry. But in early 2016, it happened to be January 19th. Early 2017 was around January 19th. And then now in early 2018, or January 16th, with the same kind of pattern here. If you look at this pattern, we had a big rally, and then we're seeing dips and drop-offs, and then it looks like it continued to rise. Obviously, we know what the prices are today. So I think that's kind of interesting, too. I don't know what drives those prices always occurring in January, but I just thought it was kind of a coincidence and kind of interesting that somebody pulled all those charts together. I think we wanted to look at a couple coins today that, I mean, obviously everything, I hope you nibbled down here at the bottom. Obviously, I'm sure Todd will go over some of these prices and see what he thinks on the charts here in a little bit. But I wanted to look at Aion. This is one that Tony, who's a big part of the community, wanted me to look at. Obviously, Tony might be in here, and he's probably going to be saying a lot about this one. And I'm sure he's done in-depth research on it. It's currently down 24% today. It was at a high of about $11. The total supply is at 465 million, so nothing crazy, with a circulating supply of 71 million. Aion has partnered up with ICX and with WAN Chain, which is not yet available. We kind of talked about that yesterday, that I think that partnership is going to be a good thing. But as far as Aion is concerned, they're essentially a third-generation blockchain. They're trying to focus on scalable, decentralized network of many blockchains together. So essentially, they're trying to be a bridge for other blockchains to communicate with each other, and actually, you can actually build dApps eventually upon that bridge, so that you're relying not on, so people that are building on Ethereum, they're relying on the strength of the Ethereum network in order for their coin or their token, their blockchain to be successful. While with Aion, they're striving that coins can actually make their own blockchain, build it upon the Aion bridge, and then they'll be relying only on their own blockchain for their stability of the network and to grow that. They're striving to solve the problem of private blockchains not being able to interact with each other. So right now, there's very limited interaction between all these different coins. We talked about Cardano and ETC working together to try to create interaction with those two. This one is striving that no matter how many blockchains are out there, whether it's thousands or millions, that they'll all be able to seamlessly interact and be used in e-commerce and business. And then eventually they want to be a smart contract platform similar to an Ethereum where you can build upon that bridge that we were talking about.
And you want to throw crypto news a wrench?
Where's he at? Oh, Matt's on here? Nice.
Yep.
You're wrenched, brother.
DM Profit. Just some names I know.
Cool.
What's up, guys? I guess Matt's streaming us live on his channel.
That's cool.
Don't really understand all that, but that's what he's doing. So.
Yeah, this is the Aion website here. Kind of just talks about the third generation blockchain network that I was talking about. If we go up here to token and we look at token use, kind of shows you that the Aion token is initially being offered as Ethereum blockchain as an ERC20 token. So right now it is an ERC20 token. As soon as the Aion network is operational, these ERC20 tokens can be seamlessly converted to the Aion network tokens. This is a similar thing we're seeing with EOS. EOS right now is an ERC20 token, but I believe in June or July, you have to convert that ERC20 token to EOS network token. So this is kind of going to be doing a similar thing here. In their white papers, they just introduced a lot of topics and views that they have, but I think they really need to do a research paper for each of those individual ones, and I reached out into Reddit forum and found out that the developer was talking about doing that they needed to go more in depth on some of their individual topics. So Todd, if you want to look at this in the charts, because for me, fundamentally, it's a buy. I like that it's working with ICX that a lot of people like. I like that WAN chain is coming on board, and I think the Aion token actually solves a real-world issue with blockchains not being able to interact with each other, which in order to be able to scale and have interoperability, that they're going to have to interact with each other for the e-commerce and the business world to really use these blockchain technology. So for me, it's a buy. We'll look at what Todd says when he looks at the chart over here. I know we are seeing a dip with today's red, so maybe if you guys want to nibble on it, I believe it is on Binance.
Yep, we got Aion up here, BTC, Binance. I mean, we spoke a little bit about it briefly. I think somebody asked about it. I mean, definitely been in an uptrend, and obviously coming down with the selling we've had the last few days. I would say probably giving you a decent buy point. So anybody at Binance, I'm not there. I believe Coinigy, I'm hearing that they're going to drop new software in maybe 3 or 4 days, which will allow me access to trade Binance versus just seeing it. So that's the plan.
Yeah, also, the Aion developer was talking about that there's probably going to be a major release in early 2018, which hasn't happened yet. But for those of you who do not know, there is BTC Miami, which is a North American blockchain conference going on January 18th and 19th, I believe. And he is actually going to be one of the keynote speakers there. So it'd be interesting to see if he says anything about dates for that major release, or if he actually does the major release on stage at that conference.
All right, go ahead and wrench a few people. Everybody's asking for wrenches. You can't do enough things. And then try to keep your mind straight.
The reason I talked about Aion in depth is Tony, who's been part of the community for a while, wanted me to take a look at it.
Yep.
So I just, and he made a comment after the last video too. So I know some people are asking about that.
We got the 5-minute Bitcoin in front of us. I did mention yesterday that we could possibly, if we broke the triangle support, we could see a tag through 12,000. Wasn't really expecting, 9,500, obviously. Quick rally back to 11.6. A move back above 12.8, I think would tell you the lows in. Until then, I'm not sure. We might not try to trade sideways and still bring in a little more selling. But, I still personally think Elliott wave, we're in a wave 4. We're going to go to new highs. All the people that came in December thought it was easy money. I mentioned, you know, I had people on Facebook talking about coins and what they were buying and how easy it was. I mean, I think we wiped all those people out today. I think it's good for moving forward. I'm still impressed with the way Ethereum has bounced here. NEO back at 140 is impressive. Litecoin at 184 is not bad. So, you know, I think we didn't really have any divergences on the charts. And I've told you the software's coming. Actually, a gentleman has set me up with my stock feed is at a different firm, and he showed me today what they have. They've got consolidated volume from top 8 exchanges. So I hate to say it, I might do a flip-flop because I got to make sure the data I'm giving you guys is what we need to trade. So I'm keeping that open, but everything's still good.
Everybody's talking about the BitConnect thing. Maybe you want to show that chart and show everybody what a real limp brisket is.
What's the symbol on that? Because I do not follow that at all.
BCC.
Yeah, I know. A limp biscuit. A limp brisket from 24 to 1500, basically. So.
Man. Down 87% today.
After making a high of 5400, so. Not good news there. Let's go back over what Ethereum. I mean, we had a breakdown to 850, quickly back to almost 1100. That's a pretty big percent move. You know, I hate to say it, I did not liquidate any positions. I didn't think we'd go this deep, so obviously wasn't happy at the lows. But I think we're just wiping everybody out before the next advance. I know. What's the one guy's tweet? He was calling for a hump, a bump, and a dump. So we definitely got the dump he was looking for. And you know, I'm anxious to see the next 12 hours or so, probably, to see how we react off these lows now. I would expect a little sideways here, and then possibly another rally off these lows. So, and we got Litecoin 181. Broke down from that 230 level hard. Sub 150 a little bit ago. Back to 190. A big, pretty big percent move off the low. NEO 140. After dropping to 100 to 150 in, what, 45 minutes? I think that's still telling you that's a good coin moving forward. Ripple got dumped hard. You know, a lot of these charts are obviously the same thing. They're going to be because we got.
They're saying that you pulled up the Bitcoin Cash chart, not the BitConnect chart.
Did I?
Yeah. Well, Bitcoin Cash on some exchanges is BCC and on others is BCH. BitConnect is BCC. It's on all small.
I'm at Coinergy.
Yeah, you might not even have this. It's on.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to.
BCC exchange, hit BTC, Coin Exchange, Livecoin, Trade Satoshi. So you might not even be able to look at that. Man, that just shows how legit that coin is. Can't even get on a major exchange.
Right. This is ADA BTC. This is a 5-minute. Let's roll out to an hour. I mean, I think you got to be impressed with that chart. I mean, it held above this previous low here. And let's try to make this chart a little bit bigger. So I know some people mentioned that. I mean, that chart's pretty impressive with the rally from 4 to 7 and then holding the gains of the little ABC pullback. So ultimately, I think ADA probably works higher. Now let's go through some of the, what, EOS USD is one even Nick has liked. You know, big pullback off the high, but the chart in general, I mean, we came back to support at this $9 level. That one I think could probably be nibbled at if you wanted to.
Yeah, I like EOS. The main developer of that is the same developer of BitShares and Steemit. And obviously Steemit is a working product on the blockchain right now, probably the largest user base. I think they have a lot of things coming in. They're switching from ERC20 token to their own platform token, kind of like Aion is going to be doing here in June or July, I believe. So I think there's a lot of things to come out of them.
And there's ZRX. A 145, I can't really complain about that. That's probably another one that I think looks good moving forward, whether you buy it in here or wait a few days. I mean, I'm not sure we can say the lows are in on these things. Everybody knows Tron's been beat up, but holding pretty well in there today. So I'm guessing that one's probably sold out. So that one, if you need to buy some to average your positions, I probably would think about that. I don't think we've done a disclaimer because I've been swamped today and Nick's been busy as well. So obviously on the disclaimer, you guys do your own research. You know,
not financial advice.
These
not
are for educational purposes. I mean, usual illegal garbage.
Chris is saying yard sale. Well, if you think the bottoms are in and that we're firming up here, then yeah, it is a yard sale. I think this is a big reason why a lot of PCG clients always have a little bit of USD tether on the side, so you have the opportunity to nibble at some dips and be prepared to be diversified in your portfolio.
Here's the 1 hour Bitcoin. I mean, you can see here from previous Elliott wave I had on this chart. Fourth wave, you know, we had support up here at 11,000, and you would have some support down here at 93.47 or 9,400, which actually did catch the low. So I mean, so you know, again, that could have been the low, and I think for me, we got to obviously see more action. Just a quick hour and a half off the low or whatever is not going to do it. But I think some of the quality coins are showing, you know, you always say in these corrections, the quality coins will try to show some strength and let you know they're the ones that are being supported. So hopefully we find that out here and also in the next day or two. So.
Yeah, Digital Mining Solutions brought up Zen again today. I know in yesterday's show, he was talking about that Zen might have been working with IOHK. We talked a lot about IOHK and Cardano and ETC on last time's show and how a lot of people, even in the chat, were like, anything IOHK touches, they want to be a part of. Well, I did do a little research. Zen did a little bit of an icon change here, and they do have a verified partnership with IOHK. Now, I want to reiterate that there is a difference between a partnership and a project. So with IOHK, Cardano and ETC are actual projects, so those are their babies. That's what they're focusing on. But they did partner up with Zencash almost as an advisor to help Zencash make sure that its encoding is correctly and that it's going to be doing not have a problem with scalability issues. So I do think that is really important for Zencash. I think that's a big thing. But I just want to clarify that there is a difference between a partnership and a project of IOHK. So I think Charles Hoskinson will be involved and probably look over the white paper and kind of look at some of their plans. But I think he's going to be serving more as an advisory role rather than working on the project on a daily basis. But Zen's got my attention now. Now I want to do a little more research. I know it is GPU mineable, if any of you guys mine. I know it's usually in the top 10 for profitability on the daily as well. So, I mean, maybe you start mining it for a month or so and see what happens with it. Can you pull up Zen over there and see what kind of price action they've been having lately? Yeah,
I also got Z Classic up here. Okay. Somebody asked about that. So Z Classic, I mean, an impressive chart. I mean, a huge rally. But we've had an ABC back to previous support at the 90 level. Tag that here. Now we're back to 138, so I think that's probably, you know, that's extremely good action. And then we got Zen USD. And really that same thing. I mean, somewhat relative to the same chart pattern.
Been mining it since it was $6. Throw some of that over my way then.
Trending nicely higher, and today's sell-off brought in some liquidation. So I think you probably could nibble on that. So continue to do a little bit of nibbling. Any other coins, guys?
I got one more coin I kind of want to talk about today. In ETHOS. Some people have been calling it the Coinbase killer. I mean, I don't know if I would go that extreme with it, but it is a very good coin. It's brand new. But if they're able to do what their white paper says they can do, they're trying to be an onboarding platform for beginners. So from everybody from beginner to intermediate to advanced, they want to be an all-in-one platform for people to onboard. They're looking to make a universal wallet, so it's going to hold essentially all the major coins, similar to like what a Jax wallet or an Exodus wallet is, but they're saying that it's going to have the private keys and the security of a hardware wallet. So you're not going to need to have a Ledger OS and log into a bunch of different wallets with your private key. It's going to be an all-in-one with one private key to protect all of your assets. So we'll see if they can do that. So here you can see it says one key to rule them all. Don't leave your assets at risk on an exchange or unsecured wallet. Store hundreds of different coins with state-of-the-art digital security with a single state-of-the-art secure key. And the reason that people are saying Coinbase killer is also on their platform. They're looking to have this liquidity network where you're going to be able to swap your coins out with the community. So everybody else who has ETHOS, you can use it almost as your own exchange. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to set that up. They don't go into too much of detail on that, but I know that they're planning to put that in there as well. There's all going to be mobile. So if you guys know about OMG, they are trying to corner the market in Southeast Asia, where they're trying to bank the unbanked. Essentially, everybody down there has a mobile phone, but they don't have access to bank accounts. So this is another thing where they're trying to take this mobile approach, assuming that even people who are unbanked are going to have the ability to have a cell phone. Everybody has a smartphone nowadays, so they can grow their ecosystem in the community very fast. If they can hold through on these, I think they have a really good opportunity here. If they're trying to be an onboarding, everybody is getting FUD on Coinbase. They can't keep up with demand. They're not implementing SegWit. They're not implementing all these things. And if this thing comes out of the gate doing that, and it's all mobile, I think they're going to really take the corner on the market. If we look over here at the ETHOS token real quick, essentially what ETHOS token is going to do, it's going to be an access token that enables anybody to securely manage their cryptocurrency wallets and keys. Essentially, it's designed in order to access all the pillars. So you're going to need the ETHOS in order to create wallets, to trade your assets with other people. It's going to be serving as a liquidity token, so you can convert your currency to ETHOS and then trade ETHOS with somebody else and then turn that ETHOS back into whatever currency that is available on their wallet. So I think that's a good project. I know somebody yesterday in the comments was talking about it. I've heard about it. I do not currently have a position in it, but I think this is another one where I compare it a lot to the BNB and the KuCoin tokens, the exchange tokens, and we've seen how those do. ETHOS token is kind of going to be the same thing, where you get a fee reduction based on if you use the ETHOS token to pay for your trades, to pay for your staking, and to pay for your wallet. So the BNB token's done great, KuCoin token's done great, ZRX is doing great, and ZRX doesn't even have a full platform yet. So I think this is another one of those. It falls into that genre, and I'm going to be looking to probably create a position on this. Lastly, there is this pretty cool metaphor for functional tokens, and it kind of really, in layman's terms, puts why these kind of tokens have value and how they generate more value. I'm probably just going to link this. I don't want to go through this whole article, but I'm going to send it out on my Twitter after the show. So if you want to take a look at that and read through it and get a better understanding of these tokens, then you can go check out my Twitter.
Dang, you just dropped some knowledge. Like a week's worth of knowledge there.
Well, people ask about it, so I want to try to give them some good information on it.
You.
Do you have a chart over there?
No, but I got Heather Thy Name. She's a goat whale baller.
Goat whale baller.
A goat whale baller, whatever the hell that is. Dang, that's a new one.
Sure.
We need to get the goat whale baller emojis. I guess everybody can be one. So what else here? I think DM Profit said, are we going to do, we're trying to stick with the 6:30 schedule because Nick, it just works out for his schedule. I know we're losing like Gary. It's 1 a.m. overseas, so Gary the blind squirrel, I don't think he's going to be with us as much. And I'm going to try, I would have went live today, guys, but I wasn't really prepared. I need to go through a couple, have Nick maybe help me and the tech guy, and then also I was just busy. So
Gary said he got into ETHOS at 80 cents. That is a good buy. Because even at these prices here, and even when it was $10, I was interested in buying it. I think it has a lot of potential if it can come through with half the things it's saying and do it all mobile. And you're not going to need a hardware wallet, so I'm not going to be fumbling through all those and trying to do backups to all those private keys. I think everybody's going to want to get involved with that if they actually make a working product and it does half of what they say it can do. So we'll see.
I think buying Litecoin here is going to be good for you. So, you might have to stomach a little bit more selling or something, but you got to have some Litecoin at 180. So, I never thought we'd get back to that 121 level that I had buys in that I missed back here, but we tried. So, and Ethereum Classic, obviously we talked about that. That's been a holding. I'm down on that. I bought some at 32 and change. So taking a little bit of a bath there. We came back, tagged 22.
I'm seeing us spinning. Oh, there we go. We were buffering there for a second.
I think that one still runs. So again, I don't know whether the lows are in yet, but I think some of these coins you have to have here. So we might be maneuvering a little bit of money around to some of these other ones, but ultimately I'm still kind of happy with the portfolios I got, even after today's slapping. So
Chunk Funk said Matt brought the wrench crew with him. We rolled deep. Shout out to Matt. If he sent some people over here or if he's still in here, shout out to him.
I think they're all watching. So like I said, Matt and I, we just we took our shots, and you know how it is. I mean, we did a lot of stuff together and different ideas, and just leads to a little bit of friction. So we just decided to kind of overcome that and see if we can just move forward. Nick's a big asset here. I mean, obviously he's dropping some information. It's not his first rodeo, and a big asset to what we're doing. So CBOE futures expiring. That could be a little bit adding to the sell-off here.
I heard somebody talking about that the futures can just continuously roll, that they don't have an extra expiration date.
They will roll, but the months will expire and go to the next, so they will roll.
But they don't have to actually close their position on that current futures contract?
Yeah, I mean, you need to roll your contract. So if you're short January, then you need to roll to the next month. So there will be some activity from that. I don't think, I think the futures allowed everybody to easily sell short. Without futures, you would have had a margin account. I don't see a lot of people would have done that, but any stock trader, any big firm, any big trader, it was just easy to be short Bitcoin up there. So I'm sure they did that and they've been successful. Probably somewhere here it's time to turn it back the other way and shove it back into them. So that's probably what's coming next. I would be guess. Taj, what's going on?
I love baby cakes. All right.
No, I agree, Prophet. I mean, that's why, try to bury that for the community. Matt and I don't need to be arguing. So, and, Matt built his channel. I mean, our issues was today, we just had some mail issues and he built the channel from nothing. I watched him do that. Obviously, I was a big part of it after he got it going. But in this space, there's room for everybody. So we'll see how we try to move forward. Later, Ryzen. Crypto Dent. But actually, guys, I know this is short. I don't know if Nick's got more. I've had a really long day, and I have had nothing to eat since a Twinkie this morning. Almost nothing to drink. I'm about ready to pass out.
Those are really the only two coins I wanted to talk about because some people in the community reached out about them. I mean, if anybody had a couple coins I wanted you to look at a chart real quick, we could do that. And looking over here on CoinMarketCap, things are still starting to hold. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Could be a bull trap. I guess we'll just find out.
See, Vertcoin 372. That was, no one really talks about that anymore. I mean, it tagged to 3.25. Previous support was at that $4 level where we pork blasted from before. Let's go over a few more here. I mean, ADX, we obviously talked about. That chart doesn't look that bad either. ARC, USD, same looking chart.
Patrick says ETHOS sounds dope. Yeah, don't go buying it all up before I get a chance to even buy any of it, guys.
We got to quit giving that away.
Yeah. Need to get my position then, I guess, first.
Here's the list, USD.
Somebody was asking, what's your strategy on big red days like today? I know personally, if I think it's FUD, like I think it is, and I am long on this cryptocurrency space, if I have USD Tether available, I'm going to do as much research as I can. I'm going to try to ladder myself into some of these positions, hoping I'm close to the bottom, but not spending all the USD Tether at once just in case we aren't at the bottom. And I'm going to be spending that on projects that I truly believe in, that have working projects, and that are core positions in my portfolio already. Unless I'm adding a new coin, maybe like an Aion or ETHOS that I have a lot of interest in, I've done some research on. That's my opinion on it. I'm not selling positions trying to hope that it keeps going lower, that I can buy back. I'm not going to do that when I'm long on this ecosystem as a whole. So I don't know how Todd feels, but that's how I feel.
I mean, for me, I've gone quiet because I guess I thought I was scared of a break below 12,000 that would bring in a little bit of selling. I didn't expect the selling today, so I kind of, got stuck watching, which I don't like being in that position. But as I've said, I think 2018 is going to be a good year. And when these things start going down, you don't know where they're at. You don't know where stop levels are. if you get stopped out, then you got to get back in. And I think there's a chance that we spike lows. So
yeah, Digital Mining Solutions was saying dollar cost average is a term we should all be familiar with. Yeah, just go on Investopedia.com and type in dollar cost average, and you'll learn about that. And that's really, I mean, in this ecosystem where there's so many ups and downs and the alpha is so high, that's really the safest way if you're long on this space.
But at the highs, everybody wants to be totally long. I mean,
yep,
I got a little bit of grief for having any cash.
Yep.
So I was caught with way less cash than I'm used to, because everyone got comfortable that we were going a lot higher on everything. And I did think the alts were going to come under pressure, so their chart patterns to me were perfect for the downside, but I didn't expect Bitcoin to give up so much, and Litecoin, and even Ethereum. I mean, Ethereum, I went live when it was 1400, said that was first upside objective, but I thought, it'd bounce around and then probably see 1600 before a bigger correction. So I could have traded that, but I thought there was a little more upside before we fell apart here. So now we've breached the 12,000. I think we've shaken out a lot of weak holders, and I think we'll try to piece it together and bring it back. Crypto breaking news, what's up?
Yeah, and if you guys have other coins you want me to look at, I mean, just make a comment or follow me on Twitter and send me a tweet. I'll look at those. I grabbed these projects really quick because I already had my attention. I already did some basic research on them. So let's just give me a chance to dig a little deeper and see if, with this dip too, if it was a good buying opportunity on those coins. So
when I manage a PCG account, do you set the stops for every coin on every account? No, I do not at all. Because if I'm sitting here with a 10% position in Ethereum Classic, let's say, and I put a stop on 1,000,004 coins or something, everyone's going to see that. So I don't really want that order being seen. So
yeah, and everybody looks at the order book too,
right? It's no different than even one of you guys doing that. I mean, everybody, when you're trading stocks, they gun for stops. So on the cryptos would be the same way. So probably what I try to do, and I didn't really get it done here, is just have more cash available to take advantage of more of a sell-off, and not really trying to get stopped out of positions. Now, if I'm long, if I've got a full position, let's just say in Litecoin at 230 when it was up there looking like it might continue a little bit higher. I mean, if I double that position or increase it, I would have a stop on the increased position, because I'm trying to add to it and stating that I think we're ready to go and ready to go now. So I'm not going to allow that to take out a previous low or something. So I would have a stop when I do that, but I've not been in a position where I extended myself on a coin that I thought was really going to run. So when the software gets here, then maybe I would have that where I really, really love a coin and I'm willing to double up a normal position. But I would start protecting that with stops, because I don't want a big position hurting me like that.
Tuned was asking if I like Zcash. Here's my opinion on Zcash. Tuned, I do a little at-home mining, GPU mining. Zcash is always one of the most profitable mining coins. As far as a privacy coin, I'm not that big of a fan of it though, because the privacy feature, when people use it, they don't even implement it, and they don't even know that they're not implementing it. So when I move my Zcash over to the exchanges, I'm usually moving it into XMR for a large cap privacy coin, or maybe a Pivx or a Dash. I'm not holding Zcash currently for the most part. I prefer XMR at these prices, and I believe in the XMR product and the developer behind that. Him and Charlie Lee are always hanging out doing their shows, so that's my personal opinion on Zcash. Not saying it's a bad coin. It's up here, but I think its price gets a little inflated due to the small market supply versus some of the other coins, and I just see Monero as winning some of the privacy sector in the long run. So there you go.
What's the average response time if you apply for PCG? I mean, I'm going to say if I'm swamped, definitely 24 hours. If I'm not swamped, it would be 30 minutes.
Yep.
If you hit me up,
thanks for all the subscription, guys. Appreciate it.
Do understand that with some of the issues Matt and I had today with mail addresses and stuff, I mean, there could be maybe a slight chance if you send me something, I might have missed it. But if you're asking about PCG, please send another email, crypto data. If guys don't matter, I think, like I said, I'm going to call it quits. I need to get something in my stomach and do a little bit of work tonight. So thanks to everybody.
Thanks for coming out. We'll
Thanks
see you
for
guys tomorrow.
Nick dropping some knowledge, and I'm sure we're going to see you tomorrow night, 6:30 sharp Central Standard Time. So